welcome back or welcome to my channel. It is Sunshine Lorena and these are all the books that I'm wanting to read this summer. So we're not calling this a summer TBR, even though it is actually a TBR, because when I call it a TBR, there's a high probability that I'm not gonna actually read the book. So we're gonna try something different and just call it books I'd like to read this summer, even though we all know it is a summer TBR. And this is really heavy, guys. I'm gonna put it down. I really need to go to the gym and work on those arm muscles so that I can lift my books for sure. But yes, let's just get into it. So I'm gonna go through all the books that I want to read this summer. They are very summery vibes in this kind of stack. There is a bit of a theme here. It's mostly romances, because when it comes to summer, just easy romances just seems to be the thing. Not all of them are romances, but there's a lot because it's summer. I just lean towards more of them. And also it is all actually physical books that are on my shelves, guys. This is like, I think this is the first time I've ever had a TBR that is just sorry, not TBR, books I want to read, has been a mixture of different formats. I've never done like a full physical one, but I'm trying to be more conscious and actually read the books on my shelves, because I keep picking up ebooks and audiobooks, which I do have those to read, but the actual shelves aren't being read that much. So I want to kind of focus on this a little bit and hopefully it works. A couple of these are on my 23 and 23 because I'm not doing good on that, and you know, we need to try and read some of these. But anyway, that's enough of an intro. Let me just start with the first one. And this is like my most beautiful book on my shelves. It is my favorite. It is so gorgeous. This is obviously a bind up of all of the Jane Austen novels, and these are not all on this list because that would be crazy. So the other year, like 2021, the late 2021, I was reading through the Jane Austen books. I did read Pride and Prejudice like earlier that year, and then there was like this Austen along being hosted by Kiara Foster. So I joined, you know, read Sense and Sensibility, Mansfield Park, and we got to Emma, which is the one on this list, guys. We got to Emma and it just wasn't my time. Like, my mind wasn't in that classic frame. So I didn't read it, and then I just didn't read the others either. So we're gonna read Emma, which is on my 23 and 23. Jane Austen just gives me kind of spring summery vibes. I don't know why, because maybe it's romance, but she just gives me those spring summery vibes, and this cover just, you know, it's kind of more summery colours. That's like the only reason why I have this on here. So in case you don't know, Emma, she's rich, she is beautiful, she is witty, etc. But she doesn't really want to get married, if I can remember correctly, and then she plays matchmaker to people in her like village, with consequences, is what I know. Looking forward to it, and I will get through it this time. Like, it's been a while since I picked up a classic. I am supposed to be reading Little Women this month, and I still plan on doing that, guys. Still plan on doing it. So yes, I have been very much not in my classics, and I really want to get back to that. The next one on this list is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I mean, just look at this cover. It's summer. I mean, this cover is just summer, guys. Malibu, you know, by the sea, the ocean, just makes you think of summer. Also in general, Taylor Jenkins Reid's books just give me those summer vibes, and it might be because she seems to release them in summer and I just associate that with her. I've had this on my shelf since like last summer, because it came out in paperback last summer, but it came out 2 years ago and I still haven't gotten to it. There is like a link to The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo in this one. I think it's got to do with the kids. It's got to do with one of the husbands, I think, kids. And that's all I'm going to say around that. But yes, I am looking forward to this. I'll just quickly go through the synopsis for you guys. So if you don't know, it's set in August 1983. You see summer, guys, summer. I hadn't checked that in the synopsis, but it's in August. That is summer. It's the day of Nina Riva's annual end of summer party. Everyone who's anyone wants to be around the Rivas. Surfer and supermodel Nina, brothers Jay and Hud, and their baby sister Kit. Together, the siblings are a source of fascination in Malibu and the world over, especially as the children of legendary singer Mick Riva. By midnight, the party will be completely out of control. By morning, the Riva mansion will have gone up in flames. But before that, the alcohol will flow, the music will play, and secrets will come bubbling to the surface. Sounds so good. It's like kinda a little bit historical, because like, you know, but not really like historical. I love the fact that we are in the world of Evelyn Hugo as well, because obviously, you know, like I said, it's one of the husbands. Yes, it sounds really good. It's gonna be interesting, kind of what secrets is going on. It just sounds like it's gonna be fun, and what I need. It's not too long. The writing is smaller than most paperbacks, which I just looked at that now, guys, didn't realise that, but it's still not that big a book, you know. But yes, I love her character. She always makes you feel like they're actually real people, and like they actually exist in the world, and you're like, but yes, that's that one. Next one on this list is a romance, guys. Like I said, there is quite a few in here, and that is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Again, I've had this on my shelves for about a year, so I got this from the works, if I remember correctly, I think. But anyway, this, again, cover, it is giving summer vibes. It is obviously a honeymoon, which I'm sure it's going to be some sort of tropical island. But I will give you like an overview. I'll read from the back, but it's giving summer vibes on this cover. It is a honeymoon, and it is, if I remember correctly, and I will read the back, I think it's like the bride and groom are, something happens and all the guests get really ill at the wedding. So even the bride and groom, they can't go on the honeymoon, and the only two people who did not get ill was the best man and the bridesmaid, and they don't get on together. Yes, there are only two, for some reason, who didn't get ill with food poisoning. So they end up getting the all expenses paid honeymoon in Hawaii. So they put their mutual hatred aside and head for paradise. But when Olive runs into her future boss, the little white lie she tells them spirals out of control. Forced to play loving newlyweds, she and Ethan find themselves in closer proximity than they ever expected. Soon Olive finds that maybe she doesn't mind pretending. In fact, she's beginning to feel kind of lucky. So yes, it sounds like fun. Again, I love the whole enemies to lovers vibes in books, like romance ones. It's one of my favourite tropes. So that's gonna be fun, and this is definitely like a holiday book. So I'm thinking when I'm on a holiday this summer, this might be one of the books I have to take with me, because it is like perfect, lying in the sun, by the sea, on the beach book, you know? Again, we have another romance on this, and this one is currently being adapted. It's in filming, and that is It Ends With Us with Colleen Hoover. So I have had this on my shelves for quite a few years. I keep meaning to get to it. I've never gotten to it. They are literally filming the film at the moment, so it is a case of I need to get to this sooner rather than later, because I will want to see the film when it comes out. I have seen a lot of TikToks of people being shocked and complaining about how Lily is dressed. Her aesthetics is not what they imagined, which I'm finding kind of funny, seeing like people like complain, but people are like, yeah, but that's literally like Colleen Hoover's kind of style, and from what I understand is what most people imagine Lily to be, there isn't actually those descriptions in the book. So it's funny how I think sometimes we read books and just imagine somebody in a certain way, but it might not actually be the case or the author's intention. I want to read this anyway, but it's going to be really interesting for me to read and see what she's supposed to look like now that I've seen those TikToks of like the behind the scenes, people seeing little bits being filmed, to see if it kind of matches. But yes, this one, I'm going to read the synopsis because I know it is a little bit longer and I can't remember all the details, but Lily hasn't always had it easy, but that's never stopped her from working hard for the life she wants. She's come a long way from the small town in Maine where she grew up. She graduated from college, moved to Boston and started her own business. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ryle Kinnaird, everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Ryle is assertive, stubborn, and maybe even a little arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and he's a total soft spot for Lily. But Ryle's complete aversion to relationships is disturbing. As question about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do the thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, her first love, and a link to the past she left behind. He was her kindred spirit, her protector. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with Ryle is threatened. It sounds really good. There's this whole like triangle vibes. I can't wait to get to this and see what the hype is like. I feel like this isn't a holiday book to have with me because I feel like it impacts emotionally. If you've read this, let me know in the comments, because I feel like I don't want to be reading this in public because I'm gonna have a reaction to what's going on, but please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And then I have, not a romance guys, not a romance, is Sylvia. This is an art copy that I was sent by the publisher, which was really, really nice. They contacted me and it's like my first like arc they've been contacted for, like physical one. Had a Night Gallery arcs, etc. Won an arc of the influencers up here, but I won it in a competition. I didn't actually like, I wasn't contacted, so I'm so grateful when they contacted me for this. It came out at the beginning of May, so I really do want to actually get to this one and read it sooner rather than later and get a review out as well. They are a small indie publisher, so do go and check them out. So this is Indian mythology meets contemporary Goa in this imaginative exploration of relationships, motherhood and the fragility of human life. Longing to connect to his ancestral roots, Kajam Piera, I think that's how you pronounce it, has taken up residence near one of the rare and mystical baobab trees in South India. Into his world walks Sylvia, a young woman in search of her story. They bond over the newly found relationship until one day, consumed by regret, Sylvia disappears. In a rich kaleidoscope of tales, Sylvia is glimpsed in the lives of other characters as a colleague, friend, wife and lover until she comes back into focus as she finds herself becoming whole once more. But is it too late? So it does sound like it's going to be really beautifully written. It is, as you can see, it is like small, which, you know, we need a shorter book on this as well. The author is actually also a poet, so I have this feeling that it's going to be really beautifully written, also based on the synopsis as well. It's a decent font size as well, and it's only that's a glossary. That's useful. I love when books have glossaries, so you can actually help you know what things are. That is, I didn't realise that before. I didn't look all the way in the back. That is so good. More books should do that, by the way. So it's only like 153 pages, which is really good, so I could get through this one really quickly. So a short book definitely needed. Okay guys, so we have another romance on here. Like I said, romance heavy, this list of books I want to read, but it's the last romance on here and it's the second last book, and that is Actor Age Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. So I got this in the charity shop not too long ago for 50p, brand new. I've said this before, like in my other video when I did the haul, which was amazing. I have read Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I do have Danny Brown's one, so they're all sisters in case you don't know, and it's like each of the sisters' romance stories. It doesn't really matter, I believe, which order you read them in because it's following their own little romance stories. So yes, I still need to read Danny Brown's one, which I might read before this one. It's on this list, but I just, like I said, I was trying to focus on physical books for this. Plus this looks, you know, the colours, again, giving some vibes, romance, summer, you know, I could probably read the other one as well, but this is Eve and she is the youngest sister, so it is the third and final one in like the trilogy of the Brown sisters. So this one, Eve Brown is a certified hot mess. No matter how hard she strives to do right, her life always goes horribly wrong. So she's given up trying, but when her personal brand of chaos ruins a wedding, her parents draw the line. It's time for Eve to grow up and prove herself, even though she's not entirely sure how. Jacob Wayne is always in control. The uptight B&B owner expects nothing less than perfection from his employees, so when a purple-haired tornado of a woman applies for his open chef position, he tells her the brutal truth. Not a chance in hell. Then she hits him with her car, supposedly by accident. Now his arm is broken, his B&B is understaffed, and the dangerously unpredictable Eve is slutting around trying to help. Before long, she's infiltrated his work, his kitchen, and his spare bedroom. Suddenly chaotic Eve is his natural-born nemesis, but the longer these two enemies spend in close quarters, the more the animosity turns into something else entirely. So, as I mentioned before, I love a good enemies to lovers, so I think I'm going to enjoy this. I forgot, it's been a while since I read the synopsis of this. I just picked it in a charity shop. I did know the synopsis before, but I just picked it up like, oh yeah, I know I want to read that one. But I forgot that she hit someone with her car, so that's going to be interesting. I really enjoyed Chloe Brown, so I think I'm going to enjoy this one. I think it should be fun. I saw good reviews of it, so it should be good. And now the final book on this list, which has been on several other lists of books that I want to read, such as other monthly lists, TBRs really, and my 23 and 23, and that is Elena Ferrante, The Lying Life of Adults. Yes, I don't even want to know how many TBRs this has been on. I just, at this point, we ignore that, but it's been on many. I've had this for, again, almost 3 years on my shelves. I do really want to get to it, and now there is that Netflix mini series that they did, the adaptation, which I've been saying since February I want to watch it, but I need to read the book first. I just have never gotten to it, so this is like more priority out of these books because it's a 23 and 23 book, but it's just, like I said, not doing good. And also I really want to watch the series, so we need to get through to this. I love her writing. I read the Neapolitan Quartet, you know, My Brilliant Friend, etc. over a few years ago, and I absolutely loved it, enjoyed it so much. And I've read also The Lost Daughter. I love her writing, I love how she develops her character, so I am really looking forward to this one. I'm not going to go through the whole synopsis in the back, but my general understanding is Giovanna, she is in her teens, I assume late teens, so you know, going through the kind of the usual kind of teen stuff. So she's stuck between two types of Naples. So she's stuck with Naples of the Heights, the one of refinement, the posher side of it, which she kind of lives with in terms of like her mother and father. I assume also schooling, friends in general. She has like, you know, the refinement, the posh, more posh kind of part of Naples, and then there's the other side of Naples, Naples of the depths, which is a place of excess and vulgarity. And this is where her aunt, I believe, it doesn't say here, but I believe from the trailer on Netflix, I believe her aunt is actually part of like the Naples of the depths. So it's her between these two different kind of Naples. I assume it's like a bit of coming of age as well within this. So yes, I'm looking forward to this. Like I said, I really loved the Neapolitan Quartet, which was also set in Naples as well, and you kind of saw a little bit of that divide. So I'm looking forward to this one. And then that is it, guys. That is all the books that which I'm hoping to read this summer. I obviously have certain ones I want to prioritize, but let me know if there's any that you think I should prioritize, because we all know that chances are I'm not going to read this entire list. I really want to, but you know, I don't do that in general, so just let me know. I am going to end this here. It is super warm. I need to open the window, guys. I had it closed because, you know, background noise. It's really hot right now in the UK and there's no air conditioning, and I live in an oven. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, hit that like button, and hit subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye! And I can't remember the full synopsis, guys. I probably should have read that before filming this, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look it up. Emma. But yes, what was I gonna say? I actually got lost in my own head. What was I saying? Wow, that thought just went right out.